Story 1. Here is a list of stocks. Buy them on this date, sell them on this date. Also, on this date, when you tell your dad to go to the hospital and he refuses, make him go no matter what. Do not give him a choice. Story 2. Calm down and listen. You have undiagnosed social anxiety. That's why you always feel uncomfortable for no reason. Doesn't mean you're weird. It just means you need to take alone time for yourself every now and then. Also, stop wasting your money on marijuana and alcohol for goodness sake. Marijuana only makes you paranoid, and alcohol costs too much in the long term. Story 3. I would tell my past self to embrace change and not be afraid to take risks, as these moments of uncertainty often lead to the greatest growth and opportunities. Valuing relationships and nurturing connections is equally important, as they provide support and joy through life's challenges. Trust in the journey, and remember that every experience contributes to who you become. Story 4. As someone with severe health anxiety, I'd say you don't have cancer, an aneurysm, or sepsis. You won't die in the next 10 years. Calm down and live your life. Story 5. It will get better. You will start to heal. You will take good care of yourself. You will have a good career. You will purge a lot of friends, but the people in your life will be healthy, amazing people. You will no longer be abused by your sister. It gets better. You will miss your nephews dearly. It will all get better. Things will work out. Story 6. I would say to get better at opening up to people because the next few years of your life are going to really be difficult, and you'll need all the support you can get. Story 7. Do not take that first line of Dilaudid in 2011 in college. It spirals out quickly into dependence and withdrawal, eventually leading to heroin and will ultimately ruin your life. Also, maybe do not take so much LSD or ketamine. In lesser doses, they are okay. Some things are better left unknown. The truth is scary. Story 8. Things are pretty rough right now, but you will see soon that some of the best things that will ever happen to you will occur during your worst moments. One day, you are going to be where I am and realize that everything you want right now, which seems so impossible to achieve because of where you are, will be yours and then some. It is going to happen when you least expect it, but I promise it does. Do not worry about the pressure of going to college. Do not listen to the people saying you just need to deal with how things are because that is how it is. They are wrong and you are right. We get there our own way. Oh, and break up with Amber. Your friends are right. When you move to California, just stay in the Bay Area. The women in Southern California are not worth it. 10 years ago, I was 17, in a relationship that was beginning to turn abusive, and on the verge of my second suicide attempt because all of the adults around me were insisting on college as the only way to be successful in life. They were saying things like these were the best years of my life while I was miserable and dealing with a developing mental illness that would not be properly diagnosed until the next year. I kept thinking, if this is as good as it gets, why bother? Now I am working my dream job in the technology industry, making money I never thought I would see in my life. Even if I were to personally tell my past self about it, I do not think he would believe me. Story 9. You have several things to do, several things to avoid, and several people to avoid. Your friends' parents are grooming you, and you need to cut contact. You will not find the love and attention you need from sex, nor will it make you stop hating yourself. While the adrenaline release from cutting numbs you for the moment, it will not help you in the long run. Keep talking to the counselor, drink more water, look into narcolepsy symptoms, and for the love of God, stop being so unkind to your boyfriend. Story 10. I thought about this for the last part of my shift. My mistakes are what have made me, me. That being said, I would tell myself, the reason you are so tired all the time is because you have delayed sleep phase disorder. Get diagnosed and start living that night life and embrace it. I went another 6 years being exhausted all the time. It also contributed to my depression being a lot worse than it needed to be. Get into therapy as soon as possible. If the first therapist doesn't work well, find a new one. They can handle rejection. This would have taught me coping skills and to be a better me emotionally. Story 11. You are gay, stop acting like you are not. No one in your life will care, and you will be much happier after you stop pretending you are straight. Story 12. I would send relevant information from the future we want to change, along with instructions on how I'm communicating 10 years to the past, and several sets of winning Powerball numbers and dates to fund building the device. Tell me to pass it along until the word got spread far enough back until my major mistakes could be erased. I need about 30 years. Story 13. Take risks in your career. Passion will lead you to amazing opportunities. Cherish authentic relationships and let go of what doesn't uplift you. Be kind to yourself. Growth is messy but beautiful. Story 14. It is going to take a few years, but you are going to be able to be happy again. You will never forget her, and there will be times when you fall apart, but you will be happy again. Lost a child to cancer. Story 15. See if you can take time off to visit Las Vegas or Henderson and buy a townhome while it's affordable. Then move your belongings out there and get a small studio apartment back in Los Angeles that you use during the weekdays. Story 16. I had sent a 2-in-1 message to my past self. Tell parents to invest in Netflix, as it will pay off greatly in about 6 years. Tell him to write down and save a set of numbers for a huge lottery that will occur on November 5th, 2022. Story 17. I'd give myself the results of horse races and then tell myself to bet a few hundred on them and spend all the winnings on Bitcoin. I'd easily be able to get a few £1,000,000 from it. Story 18. It will get much, much worse before it gets better. But it will get better and it's worth surviving. Life is beautiful when you survive to adulthood. Not easy, but beautiful and worth it. Yes, your father has been seeing how far he can push you with the abuse all your life. You'll want to die for many years, and then when you'll realize how much you want to live. He will hate this, and he will try and kill you indirectly. He won't kill you. Being in foster care won't kill you. The bone infection won't kill you. The sexual assault won't kill you. Losing the only family you had left won't kill you. The permanent chronic pain and disability won't kill you. The anaphylaxis won't kill you. You will survive anything. Story 19. Take your husband to the doctors and refuse to leave until they test him for anaplastic large cell lymphoma. Do whatever you have to do to get the test. Do not let them tell you he is too young for cancer. Do whatever it takes. You still have time to save his life. Do not wait. Story 20. Stop living your life for other people. Stop trying to do what they are telling you to do or what you think is going to make them happy and proud of you. Do what makes you happy. Live as your most authentic self. Who cares what everyone else thinks? If you keep up what you're doing now, in another 10 years you will have no idea who you are, be more lost than ever, and you will be pushing 40. Figure it out now or you'll be stuck. Story 21. Don't listen to your doubts and trust your instincts. I was right on so much it's incredibly scary, especially when I told my ex-husband to help me create a delivery app. 18 months later, Deliveroo was born. Story 22. I would tell myself to do all the things I regret not doing. I would also tell myself certain messages not to send in order to save a relationship with someone I really liked. Story 23. Don't stay with your toxic, messed up, narcissistic, controlling family that would eventually abandon you and make you feel so alone and worthless when you showed nothing but love. Get out and cut off all contact. Story 24. Nobody at that job is your friend, and that guy you are trying to marry will betray you the most for the promotion you want. Look out for yourself and take that better job as soon as it comes along. Story 25. You are going to love being a dad. It is the most challenging yet rewarding experience you will ever have. Encourage your wife to hold him as much as possible. Do not take no for an answer. She was killed by an impaired driver on the day he turned 11 months old. They shared the same birthday. Story 26. The friends you have right now will stay your friends as long as you keep writing. To them, for yourself, to the world. It connects you, and you never forget to send their birthday cards and Christmas letters. You do still always wear red. Bond with your amazing parents because they hate you so much less than I do. Story 27. Finish your information technology degree, focus on studying, explore other courses, try enrolling in other schools, go out of your province, but never stop getting in touch with your grandmother. Story 28. Party like there's no tomorrow until 2019. After that, the world will never be the same, and you won't be able to participate in a society that will leave you behind. Story 29. Do not let the doctors you explain something was wrong to downplay and misdiagnose you. The last 10 years have been the worst because you went into full kidney failure and were on dialysis until you were saved by a wonderful donor 800 miles away. Story 30. Grandpa is going to die in a year, so make sure to spend as much time with him as you can. Chris will not be with us anymore in 6 years, so do not freak out. You will still get to see him, just not for a couple of years. Nathaniel dies, and so does Kenny. It was not your fault. Life just got to be too much for both of them. That is just life. Make sure you make things right with your mom in another 10 years. She is diagnosed with lupus, and things get rough. But make sure she knows you love her. Still, move out of state. It is still going to be difficult, but where you are in another 10 years is where you belong, so it will all pan out. Story 31. In 10 years, you will have the life you thought you lost because of a traumatic divorce. Your relationships with your children will be better than they have ever been. You will be happily married to a wonderful man, and you will gain 2 bonus adult children. The adult kids will all be self-sufficient and happy with families of their own, and you will have beautiful grandchildren. However, with the good comes the bad. Your parents are aging and their health is declining. Enjoy them while you can. Story 32. Never sign up for online dating, as you will end up with someone abusive who has mental health issues. You will not notice in the beginning, and it will physically, emotionally, and financially destroy you while you age 10 years over the course of those 4 years. Story 33. Don't go through with the wedding. You guys are toxic together. People may be mad and disappointed, but it will hurt less in the long run. Own up to the parts you played in the destruction of your relationship and acknowledge you could have done better, but give yourself grace. Story 34. Beyond the obvious stock tips, Karen isn't going anywhere. Don't be nice to Karen. Don't tolerate any of her behavior. Call it out right away and escalate as required. It only gets worse until you stop it. Also, the wife has anxiety. Get her some medication. Story 35. You are going to meet someone shortly who will make you feel better about yourself than you thought possible. Do not fall for it. She poisons everything she touches. Story 36. Have fun. Let things happen and just have fun. Stop saving others from their consequences. Start investing in yourself for yourself. Don't message him about the breakup and make the breakup happen the moment you feel it is over. Politely leave and don't look back. Start going to the gym now and return to school now. It's okay to be sad while we do it. We're going to be sad for a while. Story 37. Put all your extra money into Bitcoin with a take profit number for the 4th quarter of 2017. Buy some land and at least one property with it. Sell all but 10% of the rest of the Bitcoin at the latest all-time high around 70,000. Story 38. Leave that relationship before the second child gives you severe postpartum depression, and you won't have both of your boys in your life. You will have to watch them grow up without your influence. Keep your oldest your baby. With the second son, you'll have so much guilt for staying in that relationship. Story 39. Your life has drastically changed. I know you miss him. I still miss him too. It does get easier. It's okay to cry and mourn him. Talk to your brother, he is hurting too. You do not need to console your mom, but you can be present with her. In the next 10 years, you will endure a lot of suffering, but you are strong, and you will succeed. I do not wish to change anything now, so don't concern yourself with the what-ifs. You are a beautiful, kind-hearted child who is just hurt. Don't ever downplay yourself. You didn't, and I can tell you right now, we are strong and succeeding at just 19. You are loved, even when you feel like you aren't, because I will always love you. Story 40. Go to the hospital the first time it happens. Not the unqualified doctor your dad uses, the hospital. You'll save us both time, money, and worry. And don't quit physical therapy or regular therapy. Story 41. Look for another job. You are a far better software engineer than you think you are. You deserve more money than they are paying you on the open market. If I had to do it over again, I would have left that job in 2005 instead of waiting until I was laid off in 2016 and then finding another position right away, giving us 2 paychecks for months with the severance package. Story 42. not to go out of my way to save my oldest from all his mistakes. I supported him when he got his girlfriend pregnant. I loved her so much. I never had a daughter. I had all boys. I was so close to him. I gave him my heart and soul, and he turned on me and shattered my heart. I was an awesome grandma, and he ripped the children away from me. He wrecked me, and I will never get over it. I'm absolutely broken. Story 43. Here are the next winning numbers and dates for both the Powerball and Mega Millions. After winning both, invest a significant amount of money into Bitcoin. Don't get back with your ex. Better things are coming. Stay single until you meet your wife in 2018. Story 44. Heads up. Your estranged spouse and family are going to kidnap your children to get them out of state soon, and you'll be left homeless and penniless in an unfamiliar area. Story 45. Although the heartbreak is going to hurt a lot, it's going to teach you a thing or two. Love yourself and stop being so hard on yourself. By the way, you ended up getting your bachelor's after not being so sure if you were going to graduate high school.